available outside. We have a male restroom on this side and the female restroom on the other side. Yes. Okay. So to kick off this session, I would like to call upon on stage our president for MAHRP, Mr. Ahmed, to give a welcome speech. Thank you.
Good morning. Wow, that's the kind of energy we have today. A very warm welcome, all of you, to our Best Practice or HR Knowledge Share session. How are you all doing today? Had breakfast? Wonderful, wonderful. So, can I see a raise of hand who are new to MAHRP event, who are coming for the first time today? Wow, that's lovely, that's lovely. So it's been quite some time that we haven't had a MAHRP event due to the circumstances in the nation as well. So we are kickstarting after some time with this HR Best Practice session. So it's so lovely to see you all. I can see very familiar, very prominent faces like our colleague Shihab and Alim. We really appreciate and thank you all for coming. I can see a lot of representation from different organizations, companies in the Maldives. So that's the kind of drive and energy and inspiration we get from our MAHRP Exco members, MAHRP executive members to drive these events to all of you. So today we have a very important topic, like Neha mentioned. It's on rewards or strategic rewards and recognition, which is a crucial topic for all the people managers, all the organizations, companies, and the likes of any organizations in the Maldives. And I'm sure our speaker today, Shamaam will highlight and share his insight and experiences on his reward and recognition journey so far. And also we have a panelist, which we will be dwelling more into the insight of rewards and recognition. So, as you all know, that MAHRP formed 5 years back. So this year we marked 5th year of establishing MAHRP. And one of our key mission is to advocate for best practice share, knowledge share in the Maldives. And the second one is connecting the HR community and developing the HR profession. So I think with this small crowd of people here, so we are living our mission and our values with this event as well. So we have very important events coming up. I'm sure before the end of the session, we will reveal all the events and activities that we have for all the MAHRP members in the rest of the year for this year. So without further ado, I would like to call upon our keynote speaker, Hussain Shamaam, which I'm sure MC will give a great introduction of Shamaam. Thank you all and appreciate everyone for coming here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Okay. Are you guys ready for the next agenda item? But before that, let's shake things a little bit, shall we? I want you all to stand up. Turn to the person next to you. Introduce yourself if you haven't done so. Introduce yourself. And give a high five to the person next to you. Yes. That's the kind of energy we are looking for. Thank you. Awesome. Please have some. Yeah. So, I have to do this because our next speaker is full of energy. Okay. So, our speaker is Mr. Hussain Shamaam, Group Director of Learning and Development at Villa Resorts. He will be sharing his knowledge and wisdom on rewards and recognition. Shamaam, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? I actually planned to have Energizer, but she did it better, so I'm gonna skip that in the interest of time. Okay, very warm welcome everybody and good morning. So, but I really need to do something before we start. So, who are the new folks who joined MAHRP session for the first time? Can I see the hands? All right. Except you guys, everyone else, can we give a round of applause to them for joining the Growth Mindset Squad? Yeah. It's the best decision you have ever taken. Yeah, for the sake of you and the nation. Okay? Because whatever you contribute to yourself, you are contributing to the nation as well. Okay, cut the crap, I will move on. All right, so we are going to talk something very different that I have talked before in any platform. It is always good to be back to MAHRP platform. So we are going to talk about reward and recognition, but I have put something very different over there. I call it reimagined. So I'm going to present to you something we have tested. Okay? Something we have tested. Some of my colleagues are also here. They will watch for what I say. We have gone through a journey of revamping the way we present reward and recognition to a totally new generation. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. But before that, I want to take you to a quick dipstick survey. So what I want you to do is take your phone, scan this QR code. This is not going to take much time, most probably maximum 5 minutes. I only have 4 questions. So once you go to the QR code, it might ask you to enter the code over there. Those who can't scan, you can also type the tiny URL over there. So I'm going to switch this to the survey over here. Oh yeah, you already started. Fantastic. Are you able to see? No. So there are like 1 or 2 questions that you need to answer. I'm going to duplicate my screen. Interesting. So most of the people who are here are Generation Y, and 18% of the people in this hall are Generation Z. It's going up, down. No baby boomer. As you can see, Generation X is, it's climbing up now. So Generation Y, when we say Generation Y, we're talking about millennials, right? So majority of you are millennials. Over here. I'm going to move on. Let's see what you have put next. So what social platforms do you use? You can choose more than one. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Snapchat. So now we see the 67% of Generation Y or millennials answering to it, as you can see. So here we go. We have Instagram leading, Facebook. Most probably you can choose more than one. I'm gonna see what's leading over here. Instagram, most probably because of the reels and shorts and the uploads that you can do. Plus you can chat, right? I mean, pretty much this is all in one. And look at the Facebook, pretty much same thing. Snapchat is more about very temporary interaction. So you can see, very popular when it comes to similar features when it has Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to move on. Do you check how many likes or comments you have got in a particular social post in any platform? Let's say you posted something today, and 1 hour, 2 hours later, you go and check how many likes have I got, you know. Do you do that? Yes, I'm being very honest, never. No, I'm shy to acknowledge, you know. Somebody else. So, no, I'm shy to acknowledge will go to automatically yes, yeah. Because you agree to disagree. Good. Here we go. So you can see 80% of people would like to know the reaction of others. So it matters. I have a friend, he upload picture, and a day later, if he doesn't reach 100 likes, he will delete it. Yeah. So what matters is not what he posts, the reaction of people. So as a result, in his profile, he has only 2 pictures, you know. So sometimes we have to sponsor him for boosting. Anyway, this is an interesting opinion over here. I'm talking about you guys. Imagine the rest of the world or rest of the nation. Did your company reward and recognize reward? Interesting. 26 say yes. Very good. At least you remember. But if I ask next week, you will not remember this. Fantastic. I'm going to move on. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this and all right. That's the end of the fun part. I'm going to move on now. Okay? So you can see, you all, a majority of you are millennials, and you like what others think about you, you know. And you like Facebook and Instagram for a reason, because it is convenient, it is available always, and some people like Snapchat because of the filters, you know. So everything gives something to our social existence. In every platform gives a little bit of add that value to you, you know. So that's why you can see people who use Facebook, they also use Instagram. And a lot of people use TikTok. Can I see the hands, people who watch TikTok for knowledge? Yeah, it's very useful, right? Can I see the hands, people who watch TikTok just to laugh? Yeah, I do that often. Yeah, sometimes my colleagues will call me crazy because I do it a lot, and I share the inspiration with them. Yeah, I wanted to show you something. Let's go back to working population here. So this is taken from 2022 statistic. I'm gonna stay here so that I can see. So as you can see, this is from the last census we had. Generation Z is 13%. Millennials, like you folks there, 56% of our working population covers millennials. Generation X, 19%. 5% to baby boomers, 7%. Sometimes they call it the great generation or traditionalists. We are very interested to understand. It is very important to understand who we are serving when you go back to your company and your nation. I haven't put one generation over there, that is Alpha. The eldest Alpha today is 13 years old. Some of you must be, you know, taking care of Alpha now. You know, those are our kids right now, or our grandkids right now. So you can see they are completely different dynamic. And we are going to have to talk about them eventually one day, yeah? And I also compared, but I did not put that slide, I compared last survey, or what do you call this, census, and this census. There has been a huge difference in working population generation gap. If you can imagine, millennials are 56% and Gen Z 13%. 5 years down the line, they will reach quite high. Trust me, mark my word today, traditionalists probably will go from the face of the graph. They will be gone. The great generation will be retiring because we already have enough pension with us, yeah? And you can see baby boomers, 5%. Probably they might fall into 1 few percent. Gen X, 19%. will go to the same percentage as baby boomers in 5 to 6, 7 years. That's why we need to talk about, even instead of best practice, we want to talk about what is the next practice. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yeah? Turn to the person next to you. Do you agree with the next practice? Yeah? Yeah? So it is important. Best practice is important as well, so that we know what others are doing well. But some of us have to take initiative to think ahead and see, hey, there's a new generation coming. Who's thinking about that, right? Somebody has to do that. So today you have to embrace to the next practice of our new generation that is coming. 13 years, Alpha is today 13 years, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. In 5 years, they will invade our working population. And when they come, they're going to be harder than Generation Z. And what happened to our millennials who have experienced the non-technology and the technology? We will go to the next part of it, which could be Gen X, right? And our percentage most probably will go slightly down because some of the millennials are in borderline of baby boomers, some of the millennials are in borderline of Gen Z. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm very keen to see what our next census says about this. Yeah? If you want to know more information, go to census and find out. They have plenty of data in that. So, what I want to present today is how are we going to present something that interests our grandkids and our kids who are currently growing up and who's going to be taking the paycheck in 5 years, yeah? As well as Gen Z, who is currently already disruptive in the working population. So, recognition over rewards. This is something I want to talk about. A lot of people, in a lot of institutions, a lot of organizations around the world has done extensive research on this. I'll tell you something. I was doing this presentation last night. I was sitting in a coffee shop. And after I finished the presentation, I was walking away, and I wanted to pay the bill, and the waitress said that somebody has paid your bill. You know, it never happened to me before. And I said, who? You know, I got a mini heart attack because it never happened to me. So I said, who? And she said, I don't know, somebody has paid your bill already. And unfortunately, it was a very small bill. I regret that. But somebody has paid. So I felt really good. I was walking back home, I was thinking, oh, I just finished reward and recognition slides and somebody rewarded me, you know. Actually, you know what? I will think about it for a while. Yeah, I will remember this for a very good time because this is something new happened to me. But imagine if you are doing reward and recognition on a routine basis for last 20 years in a company, who would remember that? No one would, right? So we have to disrupt it. We have to put colors and change the way we present it. Look at this. So we're going to, hereafter, we're going to talk about you and our friends Gen Z. Okay? Look what they say. 83% and 77% of Gen Z and millennial, they really think that reward is not so important. Recognition is important. Yeah? And if you want to see more about that, you can go to Gallup's survey over here. And they have included a huge chunk of samples in all the way in 57 different countries to get this data done. Yeah? So 83% thinks this is important. Not money, but recognition. So we have tested that. I'm going to bring a case study to you after we go through these statistics. Personalize. It is important that we make sure that people are getting recognized, not generally, but for a specific thing that they did. so that what happened? They can link their contribution with the company values. It's very important for these young folks. It's very important. Yeah? That's what it says. I want to show you the percentage here. 80% and 77% they said that recognition is more important than the money and the reward, as well as they think that it has to be personalized for them. They need to know exact reason why they are getting recognized. It's very important for them because they are very sentimental people. They don't want to be generalized. I will show you a few more. Recognition should be gamified as well. How many of you think recognition is fun? How many of you think recognition is fun? It is fun, actually, right? If it is presented in a right way, right? So, can I see the hands? How many of you in your company recognize your colleagues from a technology platform? Very few hands, right? How many of you put a printed paper form to nominate someone? Few. How many of you don't recognize at all? Don't answer that. It's okay. That's okay. We are here to change the world. So that's the important thing. So here you go. Deloitte says that millennials and Gen Z, 70% of them, like employees are more likely to be engaged in their work if it is gamified. What do you mean by gamification? It means bringing a challenge to the person to reach to the next level. I'm going to present you all mentioned about TikTok. I'm going to present you something interesting that TikTok has brought to you. I will read from here. 40% from the world population who are on TikTok, 40% of millennial TikTok users on fashion journey prefers brand content that is fun and entertaining. So 40% of TikTok users, they love fun and entertaining. If it is not fun, they skip. Yeah. So you can see gamification plays a huge role in it. 62% of millennial TikTok users post on TikTok after interacting with entertainment content. So TikTok is heavily invested in gamification. TikTok Live, how many of you have experienced TikTok Live before? Yeah? No? No one? Come on, you're millennials. Gen Z is far away with that, you know. Catch up with them so that you can have a conversation with them. Yeah, go experience TikTok Live one day. So I've done that. I even play a game called Mobile Legend. I never like playing video games or mobile games, but I have a lot of Gen Z friends who talk about that. So I start playing it, and there is a negative effect of it. I start getting addicted to it now. Yeah, it's called Mobile Legends. So they play this, so I needed to interact with them so that I try to do what they do. 1.3 times TikTok users more likely than other platform users to purchase a product to lift their spirit because they get inspired with what they see. So you can see how technology actually embraces people to get on with what they need, right? I mean, they help themselves to figure out through that. This is what TikTok said, not what I have said. Remember, recognition is perishable. It's like a fruit, you know. It doesn't last very long. Some of you said, I never got recognized last 7 days. Some people say, I don't remember, right? I think 13% said, I don't remember that I've been recognized during last week. That is as far as it goes. 7 days. 75% of Gen Zs and 67% of millennials, they want, this is what the reports say, they want to be recognized not less than 7 days for whatever they have done. If you go and say, hey, 2 weeks ago what you have done, they don't remember that and it doesn't matter for them. You know, the impact of your thank, your appreciation, and whatever you have, expressed to them, to thank them, does not matter for them. That includes all of you as well. Sometimes you think, I've done so many things, what is he talking about, right? Going back to what I said before, they need to know exactly what they have done, why they are getting the thank. That's important as well. We are going to move to the next best practice as well. Recognition should be loud. You know what? 76% and 71% things. Recognition should be in front of everyone. So look at that. In the same survey, I did not present it, but in the same survey it says traditionalist baby boomers like private recognition. They don't want to be told in front of too many people. But this generation, including majority of your generation, likes it to be loud. That's why I asked the question, how many of you put the photo and 2 minutes later go and check how many likes I got, right? You put a snap and a few minutes later you go and check how many people viewed it, right? Is my most important person have viewed it already? No, not yet, right? So I'm going to address it tomorrow. So it happens as well. I have that problem with my wife sometimes. Yeah, if I don't like her post, I'm in trouble. Yeah. So this is a common scenario for many people, believe it or not. Yeah. So it's getting in a crisis mode at some point. So we all have to embrace this. There's no way we can avoid it. Most probably, Facebook will also go in the face of Earth one day and something new will come. People get bored of things very quickly. And imagine when Alpha comes and they would say, what on earth are you guys doing? There is this, probably they will be browsing in World Wide Web 3, So we have now Web 2 and Web 1. So they will be more interested in not money, they will be interested in fiat and cryptos and things like that. They will be talking, hey, can I have 2 crypto of 2 kg onion? That would be the language they would be talking about. Seriously, they don't need the wallet. Don't even imagine giving a gift as a wallet. Yeah. Let's talk about what we have next. So I want to look at this. So these are few things that I wanted to present to you. What millennials and Generation Z prefers in recognition and reward. So what we have done is, so I actually work in Villa. So my colleagues and my team, we all spent extensive time to research to bring something very innovative, something that is groundbreaking, which is not tested in many waters, but we wanted to take a risk and try that, okay? So I'm going to bring a case study. I don't have too many slides on this because I prefer talking much on this one. So there are a few things that we have actually make sure, when we brought this in to our company, few things we look at it has to be digitalized. The features that I mentioned about just now, even in our company, in Villa, we have highest is Generation Z and Millennial. So it could be the trend in most of the places. We have about 5,000 employees working in Villa. So that's pretty much the trend in high population private companies as well. So what we discuss here today is very relevant to everyone. So we talk and discuss that we want to have something digital, something on mobile. That's very important. It has to be on the go. We also talk about something futuristic, that we want to bring something different that many companies have tried before. And of course, we have to go back and ask for money to buy this or curate this or develop this. We need money, so we have to talk about ROI, right? Return of investment. How are we going to present that, right? So I'm going to discuss a little bit about how we have done this. Before that, I want to talk a little bit about what we have done to convince people. So I'll tell you, since this is the case study of Villa, so I would like to give a little bit of background to it so that you understand. So Villa has been there for 37 plus years. They have one of the best reward and recognition program even before we arrived to Villa. And we were shocked to see that. You know, Villa has one of the best. And before I joined Villa, I used to work in some of the international companies, mostly in hospitality and resort segment. Villa spent triple the money that an individual resort would spend on their resorts. Can you imagine? In a month. And we came here and say, we need to change this. And, you know, sometimes we'll be gazed by them and saying, what are you talking about? We have one of the best things that any private company could ever give. So, but then we went and said that it's not futuristic. You know, this is normal. I mean, all the companies are using this. Can't we just do something groundbreaking? Do you understand what I'm talking about? So, we had to really work hard to make sure that people are convinced. So, what we have done is, I mean, if you are about to embark this journey in your company, or if you ever think about it, first step would be, what is most ideal for your company? To understand that. For us, we had a need, even though it is a good program, that is to make it futuristic. Our program to make it futuristic. So what we have done is, we start having talks with the stakeholders within the company, the most important people. We kept talking about it for quite a long time until we realized that they are ready to accept this. We had mini conferences, I would say, within internal different groups of people. We brought them in, spent 4 or 5 days together, all the human resource leaders, all the general managers, all the directors. We spent 4 or 5 days in one hall. Discuss about this, go back and sleep. We exercise together and do all the, you know, what you call this team building activities, and we go back again, strategize, reinforce, discuss, present, evaluate. They argue, we defeat, things like that. So until they embrace to this mindset and they realize, okay, this is a risk worth taking. We presented the data from the statistic of Villa working population and things like that. So, long story short, everything went very well. It happened, okay? So, we curated a platform, something similar to this, just to give you an imagination. I put few slides there, yeah. So, we curated a platform that look like, that resemble Facebook. Yeah. We curated a platform that people can recognize out loud. We curated a platform where people can go back and check who liked my recognition. Yeah? Let's say I recognize what Ahmed has done, and you guys saw that in the platform, and they can like it. When they like it, you get more points. Okay, that's the best part. I think I missed that. So instead of giving money, what we have done is started giving the points. So you always get the points. You keep getting points every day. You know, it is data-driven. As a company, you want to know what's happening within your organization. So every recognition is tied with the value of the company. So company has 3-4 values. For example, let's say, Muizz, you have done a fantastic job, and let's say you helped me with a work I wanted to do. So I could say, thank you, Muizz, for this and that. The artificial intelligence, AI, embedded in this program will detect thank you. And the program will know that for the word thank you, we have to give 10 points to Muizz. It's fantastic, right? I don't have to do anything. I just have to have expressed genuinely what you need to do. So in that, I need to write, thank you for helping me to take care of my cat when I was away for vacation, for example. You know, very specific. Generation Z, millennial, they want to know what they are recognized for. Just thank you doesn't cut it. You know, what happened? A rest of the company can see that, like Facebook, and they can like it. When they like it, what happened? The post become most popular. You know, it is always on top, the most like. So we know, for example, people like because Muizz must have helped others to catch it when they go for vacation as well. So you can, it's called it endorsing, right? I mean, Facebook has, LinkedIn has pretty much same thing for skill, right? Endorsing. So this program has curated to pick up best practices from all the platform to curate something really phenomenal. People are enjoying it. I actually put some data to this, but for some reason I couldn't load it, so I'm not gonna spend time looking for it, but I can explain it to you. It is convenient to reach. It's 24 hours. It's on your platform. When somebody give a reward, a point to you, it pops up, say that, Muizz has given you 50 points, but the number of points you get is only known to him and me. Others can't see the points transaction. But if he wants, he can give more points. So in Villa, every employee has a wallet which goes to monthly certain points they will get to give to others. If they don't give, it will replenish again. It doesn't carry forward. So as a result, everyone would want to use it and thank everyone that matters to them. So engagement, I was actually looking at it. In October, today is 28, in last 28 days, 16,000 recognition exchange was done in our platform in 28 days. That's a lot compared to what we have seen before. So what we've done is we scratched the typical employee of the month nomination and things like that. Before, it used to be handsome money gifts, things like that. But it only goes to 6 or 7 departments that's selected. So instead, what we have done is we said that, look, a huge portion of these are going to very few people. If you multiply these 6 people to 12 a year, whatever amount of, maybe 60 plus, so 70 plus people will get. But instead, what we have done is everybody participate in the reward and recognition program. It happens every day. Everyone get every day, and everyone can give to anyone at any given time. So this is the change that we have brought. It is convenient, and it is gamified. I'll tell you why it is gamified. How are you going to use these points? You can buy vouchers through these points. So we have created a market. Initially, what we have done is, if you want to go to spa, you can use the points. If you want to go to night fishing, you can use the point. And it's because it is Villa, it is easier, because if you want to use Villa Mart, you can use the point. Somebody in a resort, if you want to buy a bottle of gas, you can use the points. Villa has itself a little ecosystem, but you don't have to rely on something like that. Even if it's a standalone company, the program has curated. We have the measures, we have the mechanism where you can affiliate with voucher companies in different countries. For example, we have affiliation with the United States, where you can buy Apple iPhone through Apple website, You just have to grab a voucher in exchange of our points. How does it work? We have a ROI system that I want to talk about. This is actually my last slide. Before that, I will finish. I want to explain how we have actually calculated everything to the very precise amount so that we know that this is going to work or not. So, how it works is basically the money we spend on ordinary recognition every month in every corner of the company we gathered. And we leverage that money to make sure that we access to the voucher companies in different parts of the world. Okay? So we have a company that helps us to gather this facilitation. So if you, let's say one of you are a part of our recognition program and you are flying to, let's say, Philippines, you just have to go to our application, look for Philippines, and you can see what you can buy from Philippines. It's not something we have to do. I mean, there are companies who helps to collect the vouchers. So you have Starbucks, IKEA, things like that, you know. So different vouchers that you can, even if you don't want to do that, you can also get travel card from a given bank in Philippines so that you can pay it. You know, who loves it? Everybody loves it. Who use it? Everybody use it now. Our engagement score is 86% within our platform. And almost everyone use our platform, except very few who are technology illiterate, who has struggled getting that done. For example, gardener or somebody who is not very comfortable with that. I want to talk a little bit of ROI before I finish this. So, what have we gained so far? It's been a year since we launched this program. What have we gained? We have reduced our turnover from 23% to 11%. That's within 1 year what we have achieved across. We also have achieved something phenomenal. Money. We have, I can say, I don't have exact number, but I can say we have reduced our recognition expense to half because of this application. I'll tell you why. We give everyone a portion of points to give away. If you don't give that away, it becomes a flow through. And it goes back to the company's recognition money again. So there's no waste in it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And let's say somebody is not redeeming it. If you don't redeem it, it doesn't cost us anything, but it keeps them going. People don't want to redeem it because they want to be in the leaderboard. You know what happened when two person, hey, which position are you in? I'm on first. You know, it happens often as well. And they don't want to redeem it because they want to be the first, because, you know, they like gamification. These Gen Zs are coming and they want to be very competitive. You know, they want to compete each other. So this is very important. And they want to be popular as well. They like it. That's why they put Facebook and post, and they want to see how many people watched it, you know. So it works like that. So whatever the characteristic, what I have explained to you, have embedded in our program. So I thought it is useful for you guys to understand how something groundbreaking works for a company like us, and it works for us. And most probably it would work for you guys as well. And we encourage you to embrace a new way of doing things. How we can develop a total reward system through technologies where people love it. People admire it. People use it always. It keeps going. We also have something called sentimental score. Every time you open the app, it says, how are you feeling today? So you have to, you know, it has said and this and that, you know. So we will know instantly, every day, majority of my crowd, how they're doing, you know. And also we know who sent most recognitions. And we also know who received most recognition, who is the highest in leading, you know. And when they redeem, what they do is they will post it in our wall, say, hey guys, I bought this and that, you know. I just went to spa, it was really good. Sometimes we do flash sales, you know, a spa which cost 500 points could be 300 points this week. People get engaged. And people talk about good things. They have a wall, I was showing just now, they have a wall which people can upload great things, the moments of joy within the work. So it keeps going. It's very interesting as well. So that's pretty much I wanted to share. This is the next practice of reward and recognition. We talk a lot about what we have to do. So today I'm presenting you what we have done, something very different. And I invite all of you to explore things like this in your work environment for the sake of our grandkids and our kids who is coming, okay? So that's what we need to think about. And I invite you to have that conversation within each other, explore new ideas, and let's bring it to our nation and our companies, okay? Thank you very much. That is all the time I have. You may follow me through this link. This is my LinkedIn.
If there's any question to Shamaam, it's the time to ask. Anyone would like to ask any question? Yes.
Okay, Shamaam, one question I want to ask you. So, if there is a manager who is not living the recognition culture, would you identify within the system? How do you address it?
Absolutely. It's a good question. So, in a week, we can pick report. Actually, we can pick report daily. This is something we do it very often, you know. So, let's say in Villa, I will present Villa in this case. We have currently work in 3 resorts. In hospitality wing, of course, Villa have many other wings as well, aviation, retail, and things like that. But let's talk about hospitality. We can take a report. What is the most engaging resort? And we can deep dive into the least engaging and find out who is, from the leaders or from the managers, who is distributing the point less. Every manager gets 7,000 points a month. So we even know out of 7,000, who is giving the least amount of points. What we do is handpick this person and say, hey, you are not practicing our best practices or values that we need to do. So we can pinpoint and we can identify what is the root cause within the system. This particular program identify that, narrow it down for us, exactly with who we have to speak to. This is the beauty of this. And also, I want to talk about something else, since you have highlighted that. Every recognition is attached with a value of the company. So we know majority of the people are practicing which value. For example, we have harmony, we have honesty, we have teamwork, things like that. You all have that, right, in your companies. So we kind of know which value they are practicing more and which value they are practicing less. So what happened when they are practicing, let's say, I don't know, probably honesty is very less in appreciation. They are not tagging a lot of honesty in appreciation. What happens? So we can start driving culture enhancement program based on honesty. So that is where L&D comes in and curate more of the trainings based on how we can promote honesty as a part of our engagement as well. So this is a very interesting way we can gauge and find out where we are missing. Thanks for that question.
So how would this system evolve to the generation Alpha? I know they are not here yet. They are going to be coming in with the forward-thinking approach. We need to see what exactly this will evolve to become adaptable to generation Alpha together with the existing generations. Thank you.
Yeah. It's an interesting question. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She is one of those, obviously. Few days back, I was going to office. I was looking for shoes to wear. And I found the shoes and I was wearing, and she said, hey, Daddy, that shoes is very sassy. I didn't even know the meaning. She knew it. you know. Then I was in the lift and I was thinking, if that is the vocabulary they are using, I don't know what SESI means. How am I going to serve them when they come? I mean, we are here to leave a place for a new generation that is coming. We have a lot of work to be done. To be honest, they are moving so fast. Good question, actually. They are going to come and they will not like what we discussed. Mark my word, because they must have seen more things evolve. So while we are thinking about millennial and Gen Z, while we are a little far behind serving the current generation and welcoming generation, we also have to think about how we can uplift this to the next generation. The main role, in my opinion, will be artificial intelligence, the AI that comes in and enhance the entire platform. That's what I think. But we haven't been that far. That is where we are exploring as we speak. Is there anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
For a great presentation. The question I have is, disruption is definitely going to have challenges. There are going to be people who don't want it. I do remember you mentioning about, putting all the leaders in a room for 5 days, but I'm sure still there will be people in leadership who will have the fear factor in them. Did you experience this, and how did you deal with it? Thank you.
Definitely, we have experienced it, and we also see less engagement in them. So what we have done is we personalize our conversation with them, why we are doing what we have been doing. And another thing is, in our location, human resources, they can identify people who are less engaged because they don't buy in the idea, right? So sometimes we use them as a promotion ambassadors as well. So that helps to buy them in. Very simple thing would be, I haven't done it, we haven't done it, but could be when you introduce this to the company, use most negative person poster in it, as a model. I would do that if I were you. I don't have any problem with that, and probably they'll be okay to do that if they are okay. I mean, we have to lure them in slowly, and it's also important. It is not only us who are implementing. For example, if you are from human resource or senior leadership team, everyone is reporting somebody. It is also important to enhance the culture of person who reports also have a responsibility to convince them. Yeah. So we kind of divide those responsibilities to each other, because it's not always one person going and asking for it from human resource point of view or L&D point of view, but we show the unity within the leadership team, and mostly they're buying in. Obviously, there will be resistance at some point. In everything we do, change is never something pleasant most of the time, right? Thank you for the question. I hope I answered that.
Thank you, Shamaam. Is there any more question? Yeah.
I will try to answer short.
Yeah, let be the last question for today.
Thank you, Shamaam, for the insight. I'm sure maybe the cost data is not, maybe you may not be able to share the cost data, but I was thinking, if this is the investment in the data, the development of the infrastructure, is it something that a small company can afford or maybe can consider?
Good question. I need to double check how feasible it is for a small company, and what is the definition of small company. If it is 10 people or 15 people or 20 people, probably not. But we also have idea of pooling it with small companies, compartmentalizing it to the small companies. We haven't done it yet, but we have an idea of doing it. Curating this for small companies to participate our market. Do you understand what I mean? It doesn't have to be a specific one particular product that you need to buy. I mean, buying a product is expensive. You understand, it's hefty. So, in the interest of serving the nation, we aspire to curate something like this and invite small companies to join that, even if you have 5 people, 10 people. So the charge only would be per head who are joining. That is more feasible for the private companies, I think, or even public companies. Alim has joined us with this curating process, so he understands as much as I do what he has gone.
Okay.
Feel free to add.
I think I have a solution for this problem also. So, you see the world's largest hotel chains, right? For example, Marriott, they have their own reward system. IHG have their own reward system and recognition system, and then same Hilton, right? So what happens is, because they have their own strengths to develop these, because of the large number of hotels and a large number of customer base, right? And now, with the smaller hotel groups or individual hotels, how do they recognize and make sure that this happens is because there is something called Global Hotel Alliance. So individual smaller hotels, they go and join this alliance. So you have in global probably 40, 50 different brands, smaller brands go and join them, right? Then they can have a strength similar to Marriott or Hilton or IHG, Intercontinental Hotel Group, right? So similar way, we believe in the Maldives, moving forward, we will create a similar kind of alliance among smaller companies collectively, so that we can create an ecosystem that will serve the generation, even the existing, and those who are coming ahead. So of course I joined this session to help Shamaam and to support, and then of course it's good to have these kind of questions to understand. And we are here, of course, to serve the nation right now and what is coming ahead. And I think we can actually help with it. So Shamaam, I think it's a great presentation. Thank you very much for that. And definitely with the existing platforms, the question is, would it be able for smaller companies to take right now without the alliance? Answer is also yes. Why? Because the larger the employee population, the more the cost will be. Because of course every platform, normally these kind of things, the charges will be per head users, right? So if you have 300 staff, they will only charge, any platform would charge based on number of users. So if you have 2,000, 2,500 users, it charge for 2,500 users, right? So that's why every platform has number of users in the system, uses the system, and that will be per head charge. Probably the higher the number in the company, the more chance that you have in negotiating to reduce down the per user cost. If you have a lesser number, probably, you might not get with somebody who have 2,000 or 3,000 employees, you might have 300 employees. So that means your per head cost will be higher, but your total cost will be smaller because of the less number. So I hope we answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Alim. Yeah. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you, Shamaam, for a very insightful presentation. I'm sure it's very thought-provoking and interesting the way you highlighted about the Gen Zs and millennials taking over and disrupting the workforce. And I'm sure that since we have a lot of representations from different SOEs, there are a lot of key takeaways we can go and implement in our own organizations, be it big or small. Because these millennials and Gen Zs, they are looking forward to be more, they're focused more on being recognized rather than being rewarded. So on to our next agenda item, we have expert panelists and speakers for our panel discussion. I would like to call upon on stage our panel moderator for today, our President Ahmed, President of MAHRP, followed by all the expert panelists, Ms. Aminath Rasaan Jaleel, Manager Organizational Development of Ooredoo, Ahmed Muizz Mohamed, Director of Human Resources, Cora Maldives, and Ms. Najiyath Shareef, HR Coordinator of State Trading Organization. The panel discussion will be followed by Q&A sessions as well, so audience be prepared with the questions. Over to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Neha. Yes, let's get going. I can refreshment is also waiting for us outside. Welcome all for this enlightening panel discussion on the topic that resonates, as Shamaam has mentioned, very deeply within every organization, especially strategic rewards and recognition. So we'll dwell into this subject more in depth in this panel discussion, and we will reflect on the values, the motivations, and the very essence of the human interaction. So this reward and recognition is more than what we just do in organizations. Like Shamaam mentioned, it's the next practice that we need to dwell into. So this program is not only for the HR, but they are pivotal drivers of employee engagement, productivity, and organizational success as well. So they also serve as a compass that directs us towards a more motivated, satisfied, and committed workforce. Today we are joined by a distinguished panel of experts who brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in the realms of human resources, organizational psychology, leadership, and management. So each of them have, I'm sure, navigated the intricate web of rewards and recognition in your respective domains, and also you're here to share your invaluable insights and experiences and best practices. So just to introduce our panelists, Mr. Muizz, Ahmed Muizz is the Director of Human Resources, Cora Maldives. So he is an accomplished HR professional, has experience of over 14 years in hospitality. He joined Kurumba Maldives as HR coordinator in 2009, and he moved up his ladder in Atmosphere Group as assistant HR manager, and then he joined Cora as HR manager, and now he's the HR director of Cora. Thank you and welcome, Muizz. Najiyath from STO, she has more than 10 years of experience in HR. She joined HR and she also moved up his ladder, HR ladder in HR, and she is very keen to work with people, and here she is with us today. Thank you, Najiyath, and welcome. Rasaan from Ooredoo Maldives, she has over 12 years of experience in the domain of HR, and she has been working in Ooredoo for past 12 years, and now she is the manager organization development at Ooredoo Maldives. Thank you and welcome. So to begin with, Muizz, I would like to ask you to dwell a little bit more on just to differentiate between rewards and recognition. Shamaam also highlighted, but I would like to get some insight from you as well, and how it contributes to engagement and motivation in your workspace. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. Very good morning to everybody. And thank you, MAHRP, for inviting me and this platform. To coming back to your question, reward and recognition, it's a very crucial or essential. Sorry, this is my first time. So reward and recognition play a crucial role in any organization, enhancing the engagement and motivation. So rewards and recognition, if it's not there, I would say we will not be having our staff or the employees working with us for a long time. Turnover, as we all know, the turnover is costly to us in terms of training, in terms of recruitment cost. If our employees feel valued, appreciated, they tend to stay with us for longer. And it helps us also to reduce these turnover costs or even the training costs sometimes. But those costs which can be used to develop our employees or to advance their careers more. Shamaam also mentioned about creating a culture of appreciation in any organization, which also help to, sorry, creating a culture in any organization brings a positive environment where your employees feel valued and appreciated, and they tend to stay longer in your organization. That's, I think, also very important, or a purpose of rewarding and recognizing your staffs or employees to keep your organization going.
How is it your experience in Cora, in that space?
In Cora, we do it differently, as Shamaam has mentioned, but we don't have the technologies, or we are not there yet, but we are also coming to the era of technology when it comes to rewards and recognition and doing things differently. But we do have systems where we give instant feedbacks to the staff when they do something good. We don't wait for them or for the month end to recognize or give them the recognition or the reward. We don't wait. And we just go into the, let's say it's in a restaurant, we just go into the restaurant and we give their feedback then and there, so they feel that they're more valued and rewarded or recognized on time. So we don't wait until month end to give the Employee of the Month or Employee of the Year certification.
Thank you, Muizz. So I think Shamaam has enlightened on us on the technology space. So let's ask the next question to one of the best technology companies in the Maldives, Ooredoo Maldives. So how do things happen in terms of reward? Muizz, can you please, yeah. In terms of reward and recognition, what different types of rewards and recognition do you use in Ooredoo?
So thank you, Ahmed, for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. How are you all today? Good? Okay. So to answer your question, Ahmed, first of all, I think Mr. Shamaam rightly mentioned in his presentation that the new generation of the workplace we have now. So it is important for us to understand the traditional method of reward system, how it will have an impact on the next generation, whether it will work or not. So with that, the next generation, their requirements are very different from the traditional methods which we use. So our pay philosophy is total rewards approach, which is inclusive of, I would say it's a holistic and more flexible rewards mechanism, which includes total rewards, fixed and variable pay, other than that career development, skill development, employee well-being and wellness, employee flexibility. So these are the new changes which is included in the total rewards package. So this is our approach. So what are the recognitions we offer? There are many recognition programs we have within Ooredoo. I think other than the routine ones, which is like annual, in the annual award or events we recognize our employees. Cross-functional team awards, appreciation award, best employee of the year. So there are many rewards and recognition programs we conduct. But I would like to highlight, we have a system which is similar to what Mr. Shamaam has introduced to us. So we have been practicing a kudos system, where we say, when an employee does something good or helps somebody, instead of giving a pat on the back, we send a kudos. Through the system, we send a kudos, and it's a point-driven system. So I would like to share my experience. Like one of the cases where we were in a meeting and CEO praised an employee based on his performance. So he went back and he sent CEO kudos saying, thank you for appreciating. And our CEO was like impressed with the gesture. So it doesn't have to be limited to a certain level. At any level, cross-functionally, you can give your manager kudos. So this has been the best practice which we, not only within Ooredoo, Maldives and Ooredoo, other courses as well, we are practicing this. And it is very, very effective. You don't have to wait for a certain event to say thank you. You can do it on a day-to-day basis. And this system is linked to our values as well, which is caring, connecting, and challenging. So I think with the new generation, we have these system and recognition programs needs to be enhanced, and we have to adapt it based on how the workforce we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasaan. I think she has rightly highlighted about the kudos point. You know, kudos means job well done. It's a Russian word. So it's very fascinating. I have been following Ooredoo Maldives kudos for a couple of years. So they do it on a public platform as well, on LinkedIn. And also you have your own platform as well. So that's very good. So if we don't have a platform for ourselves, we can do it publicly on LinkedIn or Facebook as well. I think Facebook also has workplace for work, isn't it? So that's the Facebook version for the organizations where you could use an MS Office. I mean, Microsoft also have their own platforms. So on those platforms also we can use kudos points. So that's something I think that will be a takeaway from this session for all of you, especially for SOEs and other medium to small companies. Yeah. So Najiyath, so we know now people have introduced systems, and there are very nice rewards and recognition policies and procedures. But the main important thing is, how do we communicate that to our staff? Do our staff know about that? So I think in my experience, there is a bit of gap in the organizations on having these fancy things and knowing whether the employees know about that. So what's your take on, especially in STO, in that aspect?
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, actually. Effectively communicate and reward system is the most crucial part in any organization. If I talk about STO, we actually start the communication before establishing the reward program. We want to know the need. We want to know whether there's a need from the staff before we establish it. So in one instinct, before we introduced Little Wonders program, a financial support for our employees, we did a need analysis mid last year, I think. So we know that what are the needs, what do they need. We can actually curate any program and say this is for the benefit of the employees, but that might not be for the best. So we make sure that it's a two-way, transparent communication with our employees, and then we get feedbacks from them to make sure that we give them the best that they require. Then another key aspect is presenting a comprehensive view of the reward program. It's just not the monetary reward systems that employees need. Employee need non-monetary reward system also. We need to communicate with them. We need to actually let them know that companies have these kind of reward system, and we need to use different platforms to communicate with them. I think like STO, there are so many organizations that is diversified, and their employees are located at different areas. We have a unique challenge for that. So we use social media, we use newsletter. We actually visit these locations to get their feedbacks, to get information from them, and to actually give them information about this reward system. So to keep them within the loop, we use different communication methods. And as Shamaam also talked about different generations, we have different generation in our organization. We have Gen X, we have baby boomers, we have millennials and Gen Zs. I think Gen Zs prefer digital platforms, But many millennials or like baby boomers and Gen X, they prefer face-to-face. So yeah, we use conferences, we use town hall meetings. But for Gen Zs, we have digital platforms to communicate with them. So yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Yes, very well, thank you. So it's very important that the employees know about what the leadership and the HR people do, you know. So that leads to Muizz, another question on, so we have communicated, we have formed the policies, we have communicated the policies, but then the next important thing is how do the employees know to behave those values? So how do we connect? Shamaam also mentioned about, even Rasaan from Ooredoo also mentioned, they also base this system on the values. But how do people know to live those values and get those points? So that's translating this into real action. So how do you do that? How can we do that?
It's not only the rewards and recognition system which needs to be connected. It's any process in any organization needs to be connected to the same values, or what we call in Cora is bits and bytes of the company. So to connect, let's say now we're discussing the rewards and recognition. To connect rewards and recognition, we need to define those values to your employees first. And again, coming back to communication, communicating those values and the expectation from the employees for their action, which will lead to the best result, I would say, communicating it clearly. And also customizing rewards and recognition to the needs or how the staff or the employees like. Maybe you can see, I mean, from the platforms, technological platforms, we can see what are the kind of rewards, it's tangible or non-tangible rewards which employees are looking for. We can customize those rewards into likable of our employees. And when we are recognizing the staffs who are exceeding the expectation, I think it's always good to highlight what which is aligned with your goal or objective of the organization, or is it aligned, which values it is aligned with when you are highlighting. Also, very importantly, sharing the success stories of the people who Najiyath mentioned in town halls, even in social media or even in LinkedIn. Very important thing is that we base our KPIs. That's what we do in Cora as well. We have our KPI, also the performance management system, and all the competencies are based on our brand values, or what we call bits and bytes of Cora Maldives. That's also something which helped to define or know which value or which objective is aligned with which recognition or rewards. Being consistent is very important. If you do one day and then if you don't do on the other day, that doesn't make any sense. And even for the employees, it lose or the trust in the management is lost. And also embracing a diverse culture. We all have, especially in resorts, we have a diverse team. We have to make sure that we embrace to that culture, and we do all our programs, even if it is rewards or recognition system, we make sure that it is well diverse to the culture we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Muizz. So it's not only one aspect that we have to look into. It's not only to rewards and recognition. The values need to be attached to each and every function and area of the people management. Yeah, and then we need to ensure that those values are lived rather than hanged on the wall. Yeah, mostly I see those values are hanged on the wall, isn't it, Alim? We see quite often in organizations. So we need to align it to rewards and recognition, our recruitment, people development, and all aspects of HR.
Yes. Just one more thing to add. We see a lot of complex, I would say, difficult, in easy words, values, brand values. So to make it easy and understandable, what we have done in Cora is that we made it simple. Very simple, 5 values or the bits and bytes. We call it be on, mean it, have fun, be good and do it. Very easy, and then it comes with 20 bits of or the objectives in any of the headlines. So make it easy when it comes to defining your values as well as any system which you're going to implement that will make or help our employees to understand, okay, this is what is expected from me, or this is what is needed in my role. This is the expectation from the company. Thank you.
Thank you, Muizz. A quick question to Rasaan. So, if we have a good rewards and recognition platform and policies, so how does it relate to the employee turnover and retention in Ooredoo Maldives? Does that have any correlations?
Yes, it does. Very good question, Ahmed. So what I personally believe is when we have a total rewards concept, which is aligned with the employee needs and their future goals, whether it be their career development, personal growth, or their well-being and wellness, or flexibility. It creates a positive work environment where they feel satisfied and a sense of belonging in the company, which creates a loyalty towards the company. So through this loyalty, whether it is direct or indirect, I believe through this loyalty and sense of belonging, we are able to retain our most talented talent in the organization.
Are you able to reveal the turnover rate of Ooredoo around?
I would say approximately it is less than 3%.
Okay, oh, that's wonderful. Let's give a round of applause to. Yeah, thank you. So Najiyath, you mentioned on the customizing the rewards and recognition program in STO. I mean, communicating before you design those programs. So, how would you like to elaborate a little bit on the effectiveness of that in STO?
Yes, actually, when we customize reward and recognition, it is more acceptable by the employees rather than like accepting a fixated reward system. Let's say that we implemented a Little Wonders program. How many of you believe that everyone will accept it? Only parents might accept it, but like single parent, Gen Zs, I don't think they are going to accept it. But we have to actually look for something else that could like reward them and recognize them. There are other ways we can do that. So to do that, we believe that we must embark on a journey of comprehensive employee profiling. We need to know what they really want. What would drive them? What are the values that they are looking for? So after we get the data, we need to actually curate programs that could fulfill their needs. So everything it's not all size. One size fit all approach. We have to customize for different segments, different people. We have different generations. So we have to do that. Diversity in our reward catalog is equally paramount. It encompasses a spectrum of options from financial to non-monetary reward systems. So like we have pharmacists, we have corporate employees, we have security officers. We cannot expect everyone to have same reward system and non-monetary system. We can give work from home or like remote working for some corporate employees, but the reward system and non-monetary system should be different for our security employees, our pharmacists. So we have to look for that before establishing a reward system. Recognition should never be a generic endeavor. Customized recognition program empowers organization to acknowledge employees in a way that hold genuine values. Understanding how each individual prefers to be recognized ensures that gesture carries sincere meaning. At STO, we celebrate different professional days. We celebrate Lawyers' Day, we celebrate Pharmacists' Day, we celebrate International HR Day even. So we do send them personalized messages, and there are some days that we celebrate in a larger scale. In Pharmacists' Day, we celebrate in a larger scale because they are actually providing a better service than most of us. So yeah, we have different, it's not all.
Thank you, Najiyath. Thank you for sharing. As the last question, Muizz, so what would be the advice you would give to the organizations looking to start or revamp their rewards and recognition program? So based on your experience.
I think before also I mentioned about being specifically or letting our employees know what is expected from them or from their role and what they are getting as a reward rather than the expectation. Defining the goals which we need to follow would be helpful for whoever is looking to revamp, and also using the technology which we are in the era of technology, we can use those platforms, Kudos plus Ooredoo and Villa using, as well as we have a lot of other platforms like Bonusly, we have Achievers, and those platforms offer recognition and reward, instant recognition and reward and real-time feedback for our employees. Those systems can be used in whoever is looking to revamp their rewards and recognition system.
Thank you, Muizz, for the takeaways for the audience. Rasaan, what would be your advice based on the experience from Ooredoo Maldives?
Okay, so the most important thing is to listen to your employees, to understand what are their basic needs, what are they asking for. So once you understand the needs, it's important to create a flexible rewards package rather than the traditional approach or having the compensation, which is just the basic salary or allowances. Have a total rewards package which is inclusive of their career development aspects, skill development areas, whether it be mental well-being or wellness. Flexibility is very, very important. See, when we talk about flexibility, in Ooredoo Maldives, we recently have launched a Flexi Thursday concept, where second half of the day all the employees can work from home. So this has a huge impact on their performance, and we have seen employees engaged in the company. So to start up, it's important to understand what they're asking for. Provide flexibility wherever you can. For example, we are a telecom company, so we can play around with the mobile allowances we give. So for mobile concession, we give some amount to the employees. That allowance they can use to purchase a handset or to enroll their family members. So in wherever necessary, in which areas you can provide the flexibility, that would be my, yeah.
Thank you, Rasaan. Thank you for the insight. Najiyath?
Yes, as Rasaan has also said, that we need to understand our employees, we need to listen to them. The time has changed, culture has changed, and people has also changed. And as Shamaam said that after 5 years we'll be like welcoming Generation Alpha. We need to get ready for that event. So involved Generation Z in these conversations and listen to them. We have seen in a lot of organizational cultures that Generation Z has to be like, they have to actually understand the culture of the organization. But right now I think we need to understand their needs. We need to actually establish a system that we can listen, we can hear them. We have to give them voices. 2 weeks back, I was attending HR Global Conference. Then one of the key takeaway I learned from that was make employees as co-creators and include them in when establishing reward system and recognition systems. So actually we need to do that.
Thank you, Najiyath. So that's a very good insight that you have shared. So we need to listen. I think 3 of them mentioned listen, learn, and grow. So the most important thing is listening and then making our actions based on that. So thank you. So that ends the panel for today. Thank you very much for all the panelists and all the participants as well. Let's give a round of applause to our panelists. Thank you. Now it's the time for questions. Yeah. Anyone would like to ask any question to the panelists or to me, myself as well?
Thank you. It was an enlightening conversation. I was just reminded of a recent visit to Villa Nautica for the National Mental Health Conference, Shamaam. Now I remember why the difference. The organizers were always calling people by their names and thanking them. I remember when I was at the end of the panel discussion that I was on. It's transformed I've been to Paradise a few times before. Totally transformed. So I think the data-driven approach that you have taken has paid off. The return ROI is great, I think. And then, of course, listening to the panel, yeah, Ahmed, as you pointed out, listening, tying to values, and then diversifying the reward system is important. My question is, not really related to SOEs and the resorts. Recently, I went to a school in Male to receive school leaving certificate. When I walked in, there was a guard at the gate. I'm sure didn't see me walk in or walk out. But he has a job. He has a job description. He has a supervisor. We know the rest. When I went to the reception and asked the person at the reception, she was on a phone, on a mobile phone, talking to somebody. I remember way back when I was working with Bandhu or in Island Aviation, one of the things that we were told at the beginning, we told ourselves at the beginning is to be on a mobile phone in front of a customer when you're in front is criminal, right, Ahmed? So now, and then she called somebody, that person didn't come, and and then what happened was, then finally she went through the papers, got me this, and then pushed me a book and said sign. I couldn't find reference 304 in the list, so I started writing myself, and she said, no, give me the book. She insisted that it would be there, I just have to sign. I said, it's not there. And then we had this argument, and she finally took it back. And then grudgingly wrote my name and the reference number. I had actually written the reference number by that. Anyway, my question is, how do we get the great number of employees are in the civil service? How do we get the civil service to be motivated, to be responsible, to be accountable, and to go about to deliver the way that we are talking about? Thank you. What would be your advice to the civil service? Sorry, Fatih.
Yes. So that's a very, very important question. I mean, we are always talking about Gen Z, millennials, and also Alpha. I mean, that's the next best practice. But the current best practice and the past also we need to do like Shihab. I mean, our baby boomers, our Generation X, how they are doing, I mean, I think they also need to be developed as well as when we are focusing on the millennials and Gen Z. But I think now around 80% of the organizations are more focusing on the next rather than the current. And we all know, I mean, since Shihab mentioned about the civil service, the situation of civil service. And the current government also had a lot of initiatives, especially the EAP project, the Executive Development Program, which is very, very beneficial, and I think it added a lot of value to civil service. So that's one aspect, mostly on the leadership side. So Shihab, you mentioned about on the junior level. I mean, when we go to a ministry, the person on the counter or the guard. So that, or likewise, I mean, those areas. So I think we need to inculcate the service-led mindset. You know, I have read a recent book written by Oprah Winfrey and professor of happiness from, what's his name? Andy Brooks. So he has mentioned that the ultimate happiness we all human beings get is from the purpose is to serve people. So that we need to inculcate in each and every one of us in the organizations or in families in all over the world. So science has proven that the ultimate happiness we get from when we serve the other person. So the purpose of our life, the main ultimate purpose we need to inculcate, that we need to understand and live, is that we are in service of other people. And also God loves people who serve other people, because we all are from God as well. So that's my advice you have to the civil service and also small to medium to large enterprises. Let all of us be of service to others. And that's what we all are doing in this world. Thank you. Any more question? Mike, Niha?
Do we have any more questions from
Yes,
the audience?
to Alim, please.
Actually, this is not a question, because I think from civil service point of view, I will tell you the approach that I have adopted in my teams in the past. It's a very good question, actually, because we have a lot of civil service team members across the country, right? So I think human resources, right? Human resources have a very civil service point of approach in whatever we do, right? So what I have trained, because you have to actually train your team members to think a certain way to serve somebody better, right? So first thing I told is, because I think everybody here in this room is Muslim. So it's very easy for me to tell you exactly what I want to tell right now. If Allah says that mankind are the least thankful, right, to whatever blessings that He has given to you, you know that there's a weakness in mankind in thanking people. So if Allah says that we are not thanking Him enough, yet He has given us everything, why should we expect so many things from people when we serve them? So as a civil service team member, as a human resources personnel, as a person serving people, first thing first, don't expect thank you from the person you are serving. That's the basis of exceeding expectations, serving people, making sure we don't expect anything in return. Because if we expect, we always expect something from them. And eventually we become, because we are also, human beings, we also want to have this thank you. If somebody thank us, well, we are happy. If somebody don't thank us also, we are happy because we have served somebody. I think Ahmed very well mentioned about the service mindset, right? So I think from that point of view, we have to train our team members in civil service, in human resources, any service aspect, that don't expect thank you from them. If they thank, we are happy. If they don't thank also, we are happy. Because number one, we know what Allah has told us, right? Allah has told the entire mankind in Quran that we don't thank Him enough. So don't expect us to thank another human being when we don't thank our Creator that much, right? So that's the basic foundation I have always taught to my team, to have a very, very strong belief system from this. And I think from the civil service point of view, to create this service mindset, it is one of the foundations we have to train our team members in the civil service and anybody who is serving people, right? So serving people, go with least expectations or have no expectations, and then form expectations naturally. Because natural expectations, over a period of time, we will know who is surrounded by us. So, sometimes we get thank you, sometimes we don't get thank you. It's okay, What's most important is You understand you're making a difference. And I think I really like that servant leadership, right? If you really look at every prophet story, every prophet has servant leadership approach. They have been a servant of Allah, and their leadership is a servant leadership, and they were very, very humble. They have always delivered. So this is the key takeaway, I would say, for civil service staff, for anybody who is serving people. Take the lessons from the prophets, take the lessons from Quran. This will never be wrong, no matter whether we have generation alpha or beta or, whatever you name it. Any generation, this is applicable. So we should have a mindset of 50 years. To really serve people better, we have to really align with what the Creator has promised us, what He has taught us through His prophets, to make sure that we don't really get carried away by different perceptions, but really live in the truth. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Alim. This is very comprehensive.
Any more questions?
Thank
from
you,
the
Alim.
audience?
I just want to add, I'm also very excited about what Alim just mentioned. So he dwelled more on to what I just mentioned. So as a conclusion, he mentioned to expect less. So this Arthur Brooke is the professor of happiness. So this is the very recent book he has written with Oprah Winfrey. You can go and find out about Build Your Own Life. So he has given, this is the only happiness formula in the world so far. Would you like to note it down? This is the secret of happiness. Very simple. So there is a formula, so there is a numerator and denominator. All that what you have divided by all that what you want is the happiness. So Alim mentioned to reduce the expectation, reduce what you expect and what you want. So in a formula, if you reduce what you want, then your happiness increases, because all what you have is what you have. Do you get the formula? So you can write it down. All that what you have divided by all that what you need is equals to happiness. So in order to increase your happiness, reduce what you want. Yeah? And expect less so that you will get more happiness. Thank you. Any more questions to the panelists? We have great panelists here who came. Muizz came all the way he flew down from Cora to this session. Thank you, Muizz. Thank you, other panelists. Any more questions? If we don't have, I will hand over the mic, the stage to Niha. Thank you, panelists.
Thank you, expert panelists. And a question from the audience? Okay. I'm sure we have a lot of takeaways from rewards and recognitions. I believe that there are so many things we can go back and implement in our organizations. So at MAHRP, currently we have something that we are really excited. We actually have opened nominations for our MAHRP HR Awards 2024. We are actually getting quite a number of applications. So if you haven't applied so far, make sure to apply. We have applications for individual category and also for organizational category as well. These awards will be catered to recognize the best and the brightest HR practitioners, leaders, and organizations. Application deadline is until 15th December. If you have any questions, if you need more information about the nomination process or the award categories, please visit our website. We'll have more information there. Yeah, okay. Okay. So you can visit our website for more information. We hope to receive as many nominations as possible. Okay. So before we conclude, I would like to call upon on stage our General Secretary of MAHRP, Mr. Ali Adam, to give a closing remark. Okay, Okay, before that, we would like to recognize the expert panelists who gave their insights. So we would like to reward them with a book from MAHRP. So our president, Ahmed, will be handing over the books. So first, let me call upon on stage Mr. Muizz. Miss Rasaan.
That takes you higher, I will forever be intertwined with you.
Miss Najiyath.
Well, the sun never goes down, time will slow down. Would it be too crazy if we
And Mr. Shamaam.
decided to stay forever? Decided to stay forever, forever.
And we also have some exciting giveaways to the audience as well, but it will be done from our General Secretary, Mr. Ali.
Good morning. How was today's session? Was it exciting? You learned anything new? Yes or no? Please turn to the next person and say yes. I learned something new. Yeah? All right. As you all know, MAHRP has not been having a physical event for quite some time. Not that we do not want to have it, but due to circumstances like various political activities are going on in the country, so we thought that we will just hold for a while and then we will kickstart once those things are over. So we are here now. Of course, today's session, a main speaker, Shamaam. I did note something. Well, a lot of things. I personally learned a lot. Kudos to Shamaam and team. What we learned mainly was we can personalize how we reward generations. We should not measure everyone in same scale. This is something I learned today. Gamification of rewards. Wow, this is very interesting. Nowadays, when we were in the resorts, we used to get papers every month, and we get Employee of the Month, Employee of the Year. Since I did not work any other industry other than the hospitality, so I can't say much regarding other industries, but in our industry, our world, we mostly receive money plus papers. Sometimes, yes, tangible plaques as well. Gamification of the reward is something that is coming up. Workplace at Facebook, there is a Microsoft platform where you can instantly reward people. And yes, generations are changing the way the language they have been using, because my son, my 12-year-old, the other day was saying that, oh, somebody's screen zoned something, and then people started doing this and that. Oh my God, I was wondering, what is this screen zone? So I got to search the word. Yes, Shamaam, this is real. This is coming up. We as HR leaders, it is important to understand the generation language. When we recognize people, we need to make sure that we speak in same language. Then only the impact will be higher. Yes, We are today doing MAHRP HR best practice. What I learned today, we had to also speak about what is next best practice. Thinking towards future, thinking ahead. Like Shamaam, my friend has a t-shirt, it says world of tomorrow. We got to think what is required ahead. What are the skills that we are needed ahead? Yes, we have seen a lot of data. Those data are actually available in our census statistics portal, but I'm not too sure that many people are looking into it. Yes, of course, if we look at those data, I'm sure that we will be able to make huge generations. Yes. Then we had panel discussions. Oh, wow, before that, I also like to get some vouchers from Apple Store if I, yeah, really. So then we can actually buy our product using the recognition program, through recognition rewards that we have received from our company. Yes, this is very, very simple thing. I'm sure that many people have seen Priority Pass. Anybody here has seen Priority Pass? This is a pass where you can actually purchase from online. You can also get through affiliation. So even, I mean, I also wanted to respond to the question somebody asked from the audience, how we can adopt certain strategies Shamaam highlighted to smaller companies. Yes, it is possible. Yes, my friend Alim very clearly given various other strategies. There are companies, they bring smaller companies together and then make it feasible for you to recognize. Yeah. Thank you. The other area, other segment was panel discussion. I would like to thank our panelists, Aminath Rasaan, yeah, Aminath Rasaan from Ooredoo Maldives. Good kudos type instant reward system that has been implemented in Ooredoo, so that's also very good. And then my friend Muizz actually worked with me quite some times in Kurumba. That was the starting of his HR. I guess that his appearance here actually gave him a confidence to speak in front of audience. So thanks, Muizz, for showing up and sharing your insight. And Aminath, Najiyath, Shareef from STO. Wow, I never thought that state-owned enterprise has such a brilliant way of recognizing people, really. Because we don't much hear good stories about SOEs, but now I honestly changed my mindset by coming here and hearing her. And also, we have MAHRP HR Award that is already published. Last year, National HR Day, we launched this award. There was February 24th. And the deadline to MAHRP HR Award is 15th December 2023. So we will be holding an HR Award function on the 24th February 2024. So please promote MAHRP HR Award, which is to recognize hard-working HR professionals, anyone who is in a people professional business, companies who give focus on people recognition, people development, promoting human life, promoting and valuing what the employees are doing. These are the kind of values that we promote. On top of that, we have MAHRP L&D conference coming up on the 2nd December 2023. We are trying to hold it in at a different event venue, which is auditorium at King Salman Mosque. So I went there. It was very exciting place. We got to show the kind of places that we have in this country as well, and use it well. right? So we got the mosque as a donation, but the conference hall left untouched. So MAHRP is going to touch there. And then we also recognize the value that you all are here spending almost 3 hours with us learning something new. And also our speakers sharing what they have learned and what they are experiencing. So we have some books which is to be given away to our participants. And also we have a list. So number of people registered for today's session was actually 120. And then 68 people are here out of them. And I'm going to make it a little fun. So now, total number of registration. How many do we have? Oh, I can't hear. How many do we have? Okay, now, Neha, can you take this mic to the audience? I just wanted them to select a number, okay? From 1 to 120. So let's say that if that person is here, he or she will be getting self-leadership book. Let's try. Neha, it's your call. You will select person, yes. You got to call out a number from 1 to 20, 120, any number. Let's see who is the lucky person.
20.
20. Wow. That's actually my name. Really? I just wanted to validate this.
No. Pick again, pick again.
So, I should be getting this book, right? All right. Thank you for selecting my name. Yeah, let's try another name. Just a number. Oh, because I just wanted to make sure that it works well, because we are the one actually doing all these forms.
Lucky 7.
Wow, lucky 7. Ahmed Sham, actually, according to register, he did not turn up. So select another number, please.
Okay, 7 into 2.
Huh?
7 into 2.
That's 14, right? Wow. Aminath Nasra Ali. Aminath Nasra Ali. Huh? Nasra Ali.
Nasra Ali. Aisha.
Ah, sorry, Aisha. I just checking whether you are here. Thank you. Can I have Fatih to give away this, please? Our Vice President MAHRP.
So one more, right?
Yep. From, sorry?
100.
100. Can we have some music, please? 100. Wow. Sorry, she also did not turn up. Nishfa Mohamed. That's. Yeah, you can select another number. Oh, you are here? Oh, please.
Give a round of applause.
Sorry, it was not marked. Yeah, we have quite a lot of people than people who are, you know. Yeah. We have another book, Getting You There. Oh, which is very interesting book. Shamaam, you got to take number.
I'll take 25.
Wow. Why 25?
It's very close to my heart.
Wow. So then I'll call Liusha to come and get the book.
Yes.
Shamaam, can you please come and give? the book. Since number is so close to his heart, so I think it's good to call. All right, that's it from me, and I'll call Neha, please.
So that brings us to the end of this session. We have refreshments for all our participants just outside the hall. And we hope to see as many of you applying to our HR National HR Awards, and also to see a lot of you in our LID conference. Thank you and have a lovely day.